45 minutes to go in the trading session. Welcome to the close. Let's kick things off with a look at North American markets as we stand at this point, heading into the final hour of the trading session. Yeah, pretty flat session really across the board. S&P dead flat, 0.1%. The Dow in negative territory ever so slightly. Good to see the Nasdaq here, 0.4% to the upside. You can see Toronto about the same, 0.4%. Look at Bitcoin. Yeah, I just noticed as I came up here, day lows for Bitcoin. Arun is in the building to help us out, getting us through the last 45 minutes of the day. Arun, let's start things off with a look at the market.
Yeah, okay, so we'll start off, and I've got my screen up here with the S&P Futures. This is my trading for the day, and I'll go through this throughout the day before we close up shop for today. I'll explain some of these trades. There was one big mistake I made, which I'm gonna try and identify, help you guys at least avoid. So we'll talk about one of those trades. But for now, again, we're stuck in the range, right? I talked about this morning, 40.80, that's the top end. We've got some support below 40.60. This morning when I came on, we were falling, I was short, and I was looking forward towards a press right down through here. As we press through that 57, 55 area, odds are, if we get through there, we get going. Guess what happened? It snapped right back. So clearly that buyer is still in place, and you can see my exits on my shorts right through here, these green arrows. So because of that, we're still in that range. 40.80 is the top, 40.70 through 40.80 opens up some shorts, and then anytime we get near 40.60, you gotta be careful on whether we can actually go through or we're gonna just snap back again. And we've done that twice now. We did it off the open, and here we are. We did it before the open, just before the open, and we did it midday as well. So here we are right back in around 65. We're 10 points away, 15 points away from the top. We're about 5 points from hitting a potential support area. There's not a whole lot to do at this point, so I will be waiting in terms of futures. You can see my trades have gone dry since about 1 o'clock or so. But before I get into my trades, we'll go to Sean and see what he's been doing.
Yo, Arun, thank you so much. We're riding some bears right now as you see them kicking around. We just took Snapchat short. This, again, you know, Snapchat up 6.5% here into what I think may be a little bit of a weak tone here to the close. I mean, we'll get your opinion on what you may think is going to happen here in the next 45 minutes. This is the fastest 45 minutes in YouTube because this is going to go fast for us. And look at that win already. Like, we just got this trade, guys. Like, I just put this on. This was 314, short 75, short again at 70, right down to 40. So there it is, man. Already busting out the wins here as we continue to hold our Snapchat. My target range right back here to 60. I don't think it holds this 6%. Brendo.
Yeah, Snap's been a mover the past couple of days. Here's another one to look at as we head towards the close, guys. Twitter coming out just moments ago, in fact, with a big pop here saying they're looking at ways to monetize their audio feature, that Spaces app that they came up with to compete with Clubhouse. So they're looking at ways to monetize that. This thing popped up huge, tag 70 up there at the top, 3.5% for Twitter. There's also that UTME, U-Time from yesterday. That stock is still crazy, guys.
Yeah, we saw some of that. That UTME. We will look at that in a minute. Brendan, it's almost like we planned this, but here's Twitter right here, 68.50. We're going to look at that level as a key level. 29. This is a little quick sticky note for those of you that watch our morning show. You know what we're all about there. Square, Facebook coming through. Twitter, all right, 68.50. That's this consolidation area. This is right where we got that bump on that news, Brendan. So you see the volume really picking up. Anytime you can monetize and you're a company like Twitter, I mean, it's already on a run. I mean, it's come back a little bit, but we're already on a run. It's already a big, widely held name, and now they get to monetize. That's one of the biggest sort of stumbling blocks for Twitter, really, is where's the money going to come from if it's not going to come from ads? How do you make the users pay for things, right? We're going to find out this. I don't know much about Clubhouse. Brendan told me it's pretty cool. So right now, I'm looking at this 69 break. But I think this is good news. So I'd rather go long than break the bottom. So I think we're going to put some bids here, 69.10 low side, see if we get picked up. But right now, this is rocking Snapchat. It did come back into the 50s there. I think that's a decent short. I'm going to hold out until we break the high of the day. I just don't believe that's going to happen. So right now we're looking lower, 60 even. And let's put a bid on Twitter just in case we get something down here, 69.10.
All right, so Now I have some time here. Well, let's go through this, my trading for today. Because in terms of stocks, as you can see, I don't really trade a whole lot of stocks. But futures, this is what I do day in, day out, right? So this is what I'm going to do. This is the short that I came on this morning. I was explaining to you guys that that we were pressing a little bit. I felt like this short was good if we were able to. That's in perspective. That's the range there. If we were able to press through down to the 60s, I was willing to put up 15 points in risk. See how much we had below 60. Well, we get down there, we snap back. You can see my exits here. My shorts are there around 65. Exit, exit, exit. I'm flat by now. Here is where I made that mistake here. We were coming back through that 65 area, and because I was forced out, I felt like there was enough upside pressure. And I made the mistake of putting the stop in the wrong place. So these are all the longs that I picked up. And this red arrow, yeah, that's my exit right at the bottom. So, and that was a fairly decent sized position too. So it was a big loser. So when you guys figure out levels or want to declare levels, just make sure you analyze it properly. And to be honest, I made the mistake of taking a shortcut on this one, and that's why I cost myself a decent chunk of change. So when you guys analyze levels, just make sure that the stop needs to be where it needs to be, not where you want it to be. And especially as newer traders, you want to, you don't want to lose too much. You want to control your losses. Yes, but if you need to do that and you're compromising on your position or you're on your level, just take less shares. But put the stop where it needs to be. And as you can see, this is what happens when you get out and the market takes off just because the stop was in the wrong place. And then there was another short. That trade didn't work out either, but I'm okay with that. That was just me doing something fancy and it didn't work out. So I can live with that one. But this is the one I hope you guys can learn from. Put the stop where it needs to be, not where you want it to be. And if you really can't take the risk that far out, just take less shares and just manage it. Sean, I saw that horn go off. What's up?
You did. I finally took a long there in Twitter. I said, forget it, Arun. We're not going to wait for 69.10 anymore. We're going to take this trade right away. So we took a 69.25, and instantly, guys, we'll hit the horn again. Instantly in the money, 25 cents. But the problem is it's coming back down. Brendan, give it to us.
I was just going to mention, guys, Arun, it might be worth talking about the Fed minutes that we got middle of the afternoon there. It really was not much of an event. It was as expected as far as what they're looking for going forward. They're talking about for the foreseeable future. But how did you take those Fed minutes?
Fairly quiet. Minutes are something you have to be aware of, and you have to be prepared for some volatility. You never know what they bring. Regardless of what you may think, you may not have a whole lot. It's always the surprise that always gets people, right? It surprises and some words that are not usually typically used, and then all of a sudden it implies something else and the market takes off based on that. So you always want to be aware of it and be prepared for volatility. If the volatility never comes, it's not that big of a deal. You just move on, carry on what you were doing. Like for me, this short right here was into the Fed. And as you can see, as we got closer and closer to Fed, I realized it wasn't working, so I just moved out of the way. Yeah, we moved up, but the technical breakdown of that trade failed a few minutes before the Fed came out. So I'm okay with this kind of a hit, but at the same time, you want to be aware of it. So you don't want to take a big position knowing that the Fed's going to be coming out in a minute or two. So just be aware. Doesn't necessarily have to impact your trading. Just being aware of it, though, controls your risk, controls your levels a little bit. You give them a little bit more flexibility. But always be aware of when the Fed, the minutes, the rates, anything, even if there's a speech coming out from the chairman, you do have to be aware of that.
Yeah, good luck. Good talk there, guys. Okay, so right now, yeah, you see the red alert. Snapchat still going to the bottom. So we have a 17, 15, 16, 17 penny winner on Snapchat. But that Twitter has come back down. So we're still in chill zone, man. I mean, it's still got some bids downside here that hopefully we get picked up at 11. Should have probably taken it out. We're going to put an offer at 50 just in case we get back there. I mean, I still like the trade, but we need to make some money on it, right? So let's wait to see if it gets back to 69.50. That's going to be that trade. My friend Facebook, how are you doing again? Let's have a quick look at you today. I mean, we called this right off the open. You guys saw that trade. 305 was a great little level. Right now we have these wicks, unfortunately. So I'm just going to call it up on a different chart platform here quickly to show you what I was looking at for Facebook. It's basically right here, this 312. Look, I mean, we're at all-time highs for Facebook right now. We cracked that today. It's any new tick above 314, new all-time high. Does it hold? I mean, it looks a lot like Snapchat, and we're debating right now, does this hold? So I'm willing to go short off VWAP right here. This is a 3-minute chart. I just think that Facebook gives some back. If this market continues to tank like we're trying to do, then I like a Facebook retracement like back to 311. I mean, I don't think we could get the 200 period, which is this red down here to 310. Not sure, but I do have an order ready to go. Okay, so it should trigger through 312.25. So we're actually not going to take this break. I'm going to wait for the quarter break, which is right around here. 312.30, 312.25. We're going to go short, hopefully anyways, coming through on Facebook. So that's just another name that I like right now. Our Snapchat is 25 cents in the money on this move down, but we will get back into trading when we come back from Brendan. What's up?
Yeah, a lot of people talking about this one, guys. SOS, Bitcoin related here. We had that big pop-up this morning. Did give you an opportunity on the fade side of things this morning. Really hasn't done much, though, other than a lot of volume. Again today, huge volume on this thing, but holding that 620 area and then 640, that pre-market high, was never touched again since the open. So looking like we might want to come back to the downside for SOS.
You know, I've got the SOS chart up here, and I'm very curious to see how this plays out because it looks like it might potentially double top here around that 610. 610 to 620 seems to have some sort of a seller. Obviously, the high is much higher around the 635 area. But if we can't get past this and we come below 590, I think you can easily see 20 cents, 30 cents down. So in terms of risk-reward ratios, you're risking about, what, 20 cents to make 20 cents? That's a little tight of a range for a stock. I understand the hype behind or the interest in the stock, but just understand that it is a little tight in terms of trading activity. So I'd be a little careful on how much you swing in terms of size, in terms of risk when it's tight like this. So if we get above 620, you might have an actual shot towards the high. But until that happens, I think you are stuck in a range, much like the futures was. It's kind of the same pattern in a way. So I keep an eye on that in terms of how it decides to close the day. If it stays within the range between 560 and 620, I think it might be just sideways. What's up, Brendan?
So strength coming from bank stocks and some tech names. Apple, AMD popping up as strong again today. Wanted to mention this one, though. This is that green box, GBOX, up again today. Just took out that high on volume here. You can see buyers stepping up into almost 30 minutes to go, guys. The last 30 minutes of the day. This is that point of sale company. Remember, they came out 2 days ago and increased their full year forecast to 1.2 billion in processed sales. So that was much higher than their prior one. So we've had this 3-day move for GBOX.
All right, alert, alert, alert. We are making that cash again. Okay, so Snapchat to the downside, beautiful short right now. This is 30 cents, 40 cents in the money now, continuing to go down. So, but we did get our Facebook. So let's see how far this one wants to drop. We're short right now, 312.25, and we just ticked below 312. So that puts us in the money a quarter. I have some bids a little lower than this, and then we'll try. I mean, again, here's the 3-minute, here's a 1-minute chart. I might be a little bit better without the wicks there. Okay, here it comes. We're going to try to get out right now in this area, like 90, 95. There we go. Nice win right there. Wow, Arun. Wow. Okay, let's just keep on going to the downside. Cashing in. There it goes. Facebook. Big win alert on Facebook, guys. You see where we're short. This is a 50-cent winner, Arun, on Facebook. Down. Here it goes. Facebook crashing right now. Snapchat, crash city as well. Down to 60 1/4. We've got 2 shorts on. And Arun, people say, like, Sean, why don't I trade the futures? I think I probably should, because when we started the show, Arun, we talked about this. NASDAQ, I said it looked weak. I picked 2 tech stocks, 2 ones that obviously are paying off. Maybe I should just stick with equities and keep the big guys to you. But Snapchat to the downside, that's a 50-cent winner. And right now, guys, Facebook, 65 cents. Like, what else are we going to do for you guys? There it is. Go timber. Down with the stocks. We gave you this Facebook call at 312.25. I gave it to you when we were at 313. So a decent win. Let's see if the NASDAQ continues to pump lower here.
Yeah, you know, Sean, with the NASDAQ, I just took a look at the Microsoft, or at Microsoft, and that's starting to double top as well. It might actually be quite the short here if we can get this. So you see here, we broke the 250, we settled above a little bit, and then now we're coming back in through that 249. We're hitting 249 and bouncing a little bit. You can see the activity from the previous session here. If we can get into 248.50, I think you can activate some shorts here, risk the high, and look for a sell-off into the close. Only and only if we can get through that 248.50. It does seem like tech sell-off is coming on. So maybe, Sean, yeah, you might want to jump into Nasdaq Futures contracts and take a shot at there. But in the meantime, Brendan, what's up?
NEO, guys, still falling. Day lows here on NEO, volume coming in. Just saw a few people talking about this. I mean, we have a little ways to go to get back down to this 35 area on the daily chart. But remember, Li Auto out this morning kind of leading this group to the downside with an offering announced pre-market. It's been southbound for all of them all day, guys.
Yeah, I did write down, actually I did not write down anything on NEO. Someone said post a sticky note, but I didn't have a chance to do that yet. There's Twitter 68.50, there's Snapchat 61. We took the short off that, and then there's the Facebook 312, and we just went short earlier than that. So everything cashing in right now for us. I did want to look at NEO, Brendan, because that's a great call. Like, it's just been... I mean, those of you that watch us on the morning show, if you enjoy what we're doing now and it's your first time, hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're almost at 200,000 subscribers, so this is not a new thing for us. We do this every single day, and I just hope that you're enjoying the show today, just like we had a great time off the morning. Today I have one, I don't even know if I have a red stock, do I? Oh, BlackBerry. Well, let's check in on BlackBerry in a minute. We'll check out what that's doing. But here's NEO, a big move down, that 7+% today. Like, where do we stop on this thing? I'm really, guys, like, honestly, we had a big move up yet last week, a couple greens to start the week today, or this week, and then now today, bang, right back into the, the teeth of this. So 34, 35, 36. I'm not loving NEO here. Let's check it out on a 3-minute chart quickly. I'll pull it to your attention to see if we have any other levels to work off of. This looks pretty good, 37.25, 28. Would rather we get back to 37.50 before we start some shorts, but hey, we may break this bottom. So we break through 36.96. I'm gonna put on a short as well. Right now we have big winners on board, man. We have 60 cents on Facebook and 40 cents now on Snapchat. Snapchat resisted that 60. I think I'm gonna put a bid here, man, and just cover this. Snapchat, if we can get this out like 60-15, 60-10, something like that, I think this will be probably worth it on Snapchat. So let's put a low bid right now, 60 and a 60-teen something. Let's wait. Guess where I'm going to put it, but I'm going to put in the 60-teen something here for Snapchat. I believe the futures still have some room to fall.
Yeah, after talking about Microsoft and you were talking about Facebook and pretty much the tech sector, I decided to pull up the Nasdaq Futures. We have clearly double topped here today, and we haven't even got to close to the high from yesterday. If we can take out, looks like we're about 35 points away from this 550 area, 13,550. If we can get underneath that, you can see the amount of activity you're seeing around 70. There's a decent amount of buy-side activity here that was able to keep us afloat since about 10:40 this morning. We tried to take a high, couldn't do it. Now we're coming back into that activity. There's two things that can potentially happen here. We can get a sharp bounce, or if we get underneath, and this is what I would prefer, especially on a day where we're kind of sliding into the close. If we can get underneath this 13,550, I think you could actually get a pretty decent sell-off after the imbalances come out, assuming the imbalances come out negative. So a negative imbalance with a break of 13,550 kind of opens up the door towards 13,500. That's 50 points. That's, for each contract, 1 point is about $20. So that's an easy $1,000 for anyone who's taken one single contract. So that's where I'm keying off, especially with Sean. Sean's been talking about tech. Now I'm looking at the tech indexes and see what potential trades I can take there. Keep in mind, I'm still looking at that Microsoft trade, right? We keep inching closer and closer, towards this 49. If we can actually get through it and towards the 48.50, 248.50, then I think we can take shorts there as well. So tech does seem weak at the moment, so I'll keep an eye on those for now.
Yeah, we actually went in, so we're actually going to be Bitcoin crazy right now. Let's hope that, this is for all you diamond handers there, let's hope we go to the moon here. We just took SOS right now. We had SOS early, long, bang right there, nice little profit taken, but we did get taken out through 550 break. This was super early in the morning, those of you watching us. I hit this. This was a big trade actually, putting us over the moon. We got out at the 50 period. This is a VWAP. Someone asked what this was. This is a 50 period moving average. Uh-oh! The first one of the day, bang, right here on the afternoon show goes Snapchat. Boom goes the dynamite here. Like, gave this to you as soon as we logged in. boom, 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 out. First part, 60.40, out again. 60.17 was the team that I chose there. So we got out at $60.17 for a, let me find out how much this was. Winner, 53-cent winner on the last part there, 53 cents there on Snapchat. Is it a big one? I mean, it could be bigger, but right now we are already holding our 312.20s short right now on Facebook, looking to see if it breaks lower. We are short 312.20. The only two positions I have on Facebook and Snapchat. Snapchat's out. Oh yeah, you want to talk about discipline? So Snapchat, like this Facebook trade right now, 80 cents in the money, right? Snapchat, we just took 50 cents. Look what happened to Twitter. Like in 25s, in 8s, out 90s. So small hit there. Wow, we should have taken that break. But here comes Twitter right down to this area that we like. Let's put some bids now and see if we can't defend 60.50, Brendo.
Yeah, market trying to end the day on a weak note. Guys, even the strong ones we saw in the morning, remember the cruise lines were really strong this morning. NCLH, this one, CCL, even RCL, all pretty much all the way back and then some. So we're just making day lows here on CCL. Still up though, about 1% today.
At will edit, that's funny. Funny stuff. Okay, just put it in the chat there. All right, let's just keep going here, guys. Now, I mean, what else do we want from Facebook right now? We are just firing off the hot dog cannons. Welcome to the party, Arun. This is what happens daily on the show. I know you watch and focus on your trading, but we have a lot of fun here on the show, and that's for sure, and we're going to continue that with the afternoon. I got to give a big shout out to Arun, filling in for my partner, Neil, today. So he'll be back tomorrow. We'll all be back tomorrow. Arun will be back tomorrow. I think you're going to be remote tomorrow probably in the morning,
remote,
so he'll give us some key levels there off the top in the morning, but right now, man, Facebook $1 in the money. Everything just lined up, so we spin this, and now it just keeps on going. We did average in right now to our SOS trade. We took that below the VWAP. I'm nervous about this, but the reason why, and I'm not nervous, we're not taking a huge position here as it's falling down as crypto. Let's take a quick look at BTC here just real quick. You see what's happening right now. This is like nervous time right now, trying to see if it holds this 55.5. That was the bottom. We just come off 56, so we're going to wait to see what happens here. 56,000 topped out. It was kind of hovering around there all afternoon before it dropped down. It's just been a negative move down here since the Fed minutes came out, so we'll wait to see if it could take out this 55,450. Like, even though SOS, you know, it's up 30% today and Bitcoin is not. So I'm not trying to think that this is a one-to-one, relationship. It's completely not. But I'm just waiting to see what happens at this level. This is where I got knocked out earlier in the AM, right here, 550, before basing out at 525. So I'll probably actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take another bid down here, 550, and then give it to that 525. I'm not in love with this trade. It's just everybody's talking about it, and I do think that there is a chance. But look at this size here. You have a huge seller on SOS. It needs to get through that 78. If it doesn't, man, then we got to book out. I may just get out. You know, I'm going to get out of half right now because this 78 is bothering me, and then we're going to go long if it breaks that 78. That's a monster order sitting there, guys. That's 450,000 shares. Like, I know it's done 300 million, so I'm not worried about it, but that can influence the price. Brendo.
Yeah. Right at VWAP there too for SOS. XL Fleet, another one. A lot of charts looking like this. We had these really strong moves in the morning. This thing's given it all back as well, and then some. Just about to make day lows here. Still 4% though on XL, guys.
Yeah, you know, for me, when you come to my screen and you're wondering why is Arun flat, he's got no positions on anything, because towards the end of the day, it kind of changed gears, right? You have to understand, in about 15 minutes, less than 15 minutes, you're going to have an imbalance come out. That's going to affect all these stocks in one direction or the other. So if you're in a position now that's deep in the money, it can either help you or go against you and take away all your profits. So for me, as we come towards the end of the day, I don't gear into any big positions that I've established based on current levels. I'll just kind of switch my game up a little bit and kind of base it on how we're flowing. Because you have to understand, there's a lot of program trading that happens after 3:30. So if you're wondering why moves are snapping back and forth, why markets like the futures right now are going from 62 to 67 instantly, it's because there's program trading involved. So just be aware that there's a lot of this happening because they do have to get trading done, they have to get volume done. So be aware that that does happen towards the close. In about 2 minutes, in about a minute, we'll have the first of the North American imbalances come out, which will be the Toronto imbalances. And then in about 10 minutes time, we'll have the North American, or the American ones, the NASDAQ and the New York imbalances. So for now, if you're watching any TSX stocks, be aware they might pop as the imbalances come out.
Yeah, SOS fake out VWAP. Yeah, I see people talking about that. It got me, but I got back in there at 70, so we'll wait to see. Like, so I got out of half there, like I said I would, and then it breaks VWAP, and I get right back in more shares than I had in the first place. So okay, right now, but we're gonna wait to see because we just took that 69 there, or that 70 print, so we go right back to 74. Like the volume that this is doing, it's kind of like a scalper's paradise. So it's hard for me to give you guys the right information when we're scalping because it's so fast. Like I would bid 72, out 73, and you can rinse and repeat that over and over again. And with this liquidity, it looks like that's definitely possible. But at this point, man, I'm going to wait for that 550 level. If that comes in and we get taken out, we get taken out. It's not a huge hit. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day. I have no loss from top whatsoever, and that just means, you know, no loss from my highest point that I've been at all day. It's been a very, very successful day today, including Snapchat. You just saw me take that trade. I mean, we got out. There's a nice little short at 60.80, downside right there. Okay, Arun, Canadian imbalances just came out. That's NASDAQ, so that's not the right screen. And that is Canada. So let's just have a quick look here. I just opened this up, so I got to actually expand this a little bit. What these are market on close orders. So what you're going to look for here is a size that's maybe a little bit, you know, unheard of for the stock, or something that's just a big number that we're looking at here. Nothing right now really catches my eye. What is PPL? We'll have a look at that. PPL.to, PPL, .to, so that's a Toronto name. We'll come over here, $36. So they have 900,000, so 1 million shares to buy. So let's just have a quick look at what happened here. So here it is, 100,000 million shares to buy. It's only done 1 million on the day. You have 36.84. Look at this bump. This thing just ripped up here now. 20 plus pennies on that number. So something to look out for. Galaxy, we know what that is. That is a crypto company that holds cryptocurrency. So GLXY is a name to look at. And all you can do here, if you're part of our family, I don't even have this group link, but I'm going to group link this with number 1. So every time I select a stock, it automatically moves it over. So there we go. Galaxy, $26 with a 400,000 share sell order. So look what's happened. Come back down a little bit here on that sell. So that's the first look. I'm looking here, and it looks like we're right. Mainly sells. That's pretty much what I'm using this for.
Yeah, that's what you got to be aware of, right? When the imbalance comes out, somebody asking, what is this imbalance that they speak of? Well, it tells you how much trading, how much shares need to be done at the end of the day because of the interest that's in the stock at the time. So somebody who wants to send an on-close order, remember, it has to have a condition of on-close, whether it's limit on-close or market on-close. You want to get an execution at the end of the day. Those are the amounts that you're seeing at the moment. What's up, Brendan?
All right, so one of the things we like to do as we move towards the close on a regular basis is just kind of make a note of some of the stocks that are closing very, very strong and some of the stocks that are closing on the weak side. So we come in tomorrow, we immediately go to those and see, okay, where are we in the pre-market? How is it trading in the pre-market? Is there volume there? This is one of those, guys, IDCC, trying as we speak to get to day highs here. It opened, yeah, we're actually already at day highs. So depending on how this is going to close, this was added to the S&P Small Cap 600 today. So big gap up on that news, trying to close at day highs for IDCC.
Okay, so we will definitely, yeah, I mean, look, second day plays, looking to see a plan for tomorrow. I just want to give you, I got out of Facebook 311.76. I forgot to mention that because we were talking, but there's the tick. I mean, it's right here. So whether or not I took it out for you or took it out right now, 311.76, that's a 53 or 54 cent win on the last piece. So both basically of the Facebook trades come out at almost the same price. The first one, 311.90, and remember where we're short, 312.25. So a nice little trade, 50 cents, that's 40 cents, and then 50, that's 35 cents, and then 55 cents right there. So nice little win on Facebook. Check back in on Snap, even lower, so maybe we should have held that. That was a good trade into that close. SOS, man, I mean, look, I want this to moon just as much as you guys do, but right now it's like really having a hard time getting going here off the close. So we only have 17 minutes, make that 16 minutes left in the day. There's a question from Lady Alvina, and I want to thank Valeria for dropping this to us. We do have to close. So we do have to close all of our positions at 4 o'clock. There's no aftermarket trading. We're sponsored by Day Trade the World. That's the platform we use, and that is their policy. So there's no trading after market, okay? So if you're noticing us getting flat as we get closer to the close, you can wait for those last second prints, which sometimes, Arun, will happen at 4:05 or something like that. But you know, as principle, you have to get out if you're not waiting for one of those close orders at 4 o'clock. So Twitter, actually, I think, is that exemption for futures?
No, futures close at 4:15.
Right, so 4:15. So
Yeah.
if you are taking a futures trade, Arun can hold that to 4:15, which can be beneficial, Arun, if you're waiting for, like if it's an Amazon report or an Apple report or something like that, you can trade the futures. Quickly, before I throw it back to Arun there, we did take that Twitter long, so we were waiting for it to defend this 50 area. Where we're long at is 62. You can see it on the board there. So long SOS 78 and long Twitter right here at 62. I'm going to put an order at 85. That's where we stopped last time. If I could take like a quick 20 cents here in the last little bit, I'll do that. So we'll get out of half at 84, 85 if we're lucky enough to get that.
Yeah, you know, in the chat, there's someone asking, you know, what happens if you don't get out in time? It's not show rules, it's company policy.
There it is.
What's up, Sean?
Boom! Right away there, Brendan. We go the back, or Brendan. Your name's Arun. Arun, Twitter for some reason just takes off there. So I didn't mean to interrupt, but we got their first part. Go ahead there, boss.
Yeah, you know, it's just that it's company policy. We are flat by the end of the day. And if you aren't out by the end of the day, you're stuck with the position. There's a lot of fees associated with carrying a position overnight and a lot of risk as well. So with that being said, our company policy is you get flat by the end of the day. If not, it might cost you quite the stack of cash. I've been there before. I've been caught on a massive position over a 3-day weekend, and trust me, it's not cheap. So definitely want to be flat by 4 o'clock. You do have some aftermarket trading in some stocks if they have the liquidity for it. But futures, again, they close at 4:15. Now back to what you were telling me about, what you were saying about trading the end of the day, Sean. Futures, yeah, you can trade till 4:15, but the thing is though, right around 4 o'clock, a lot of imbalances are done, right? They have to execute their trades, which does affect the futures market itself. So if you can sit through that volatility, then yeah, you may have a good opportunity to trade into the 4:15 time area until they close. But I would always be wary of what I'm holding and how much I'm holding right as we approach 4 o'clock, because NASDAQ prints right at 4 o'clock. So this is the difference between the two markets. NASDAQ prints right at 4 o'clock. New York can print pretty much after 4 o'clock. I've seen some prints as late as 4:10 if there's special situations, but mostly it's within a minute or two of 4 o'clock. What's up, Brendan?
Billy, I just noticed some of the Chinese names a little bit weak here heading into the close, but starting to get some volume to the buy side here. We're trying to break 107 on this BILI, decent level here. I didn't see any news on this, but down significantly today, BILI, guys.
Okay, just fixing my earpiece there. Device connected. Okay, good. All right, so here's Twitter, just and a great recap there of some of the closing trades and why we take them and what the sort of risk parameters are here at Day Trade the World. You guys can find that out, daytradetheworld.com. Okay, so there we go. A nice little win. I mean, this is what we're talking about, guys. This drop, remember, this was 25 and 10s out 90s. So that's, you know, at most like a 27 or 8 penny hit on the average. This first out right there, this is a 62. Out 82. So that's 20-cent win right there. And now we're in the money 40 cents. So we're making it all back. We're going to turn positive on Twitter as the day goes, hopefully anyways. And then look what's happening to our friend, Mr. SOS. Let's see what you're going to do on VWAP again. Do you have the guts to get back here to $6? I mean, if they have that, man, let's just cash out. We only have 12 minutes left in the day. Check back on BTC. Coming back. And again, like, oh man, like I wish I could trade crypto. Like this bottom there, 54.5 or 55.4, sorry, was a great bottom. We talked about that. And look, right back to 56. It pegged 56 and it's right back. SOS not really moving the same way. My favorite crypto, Cardano. Those of you that know that, you know, we've been talking about that one since 20 cents. $1.20 right now, Cardano. All right, I'm going to put some orders right here, 90 on SOS, and then we'll wait to see if it moons to 6. I mean, a moon would be, you know, well past 6.15, but for our purposes in the next 10 minutes, I will take a 20-cent win on this and then hopefully 30 or 40 if we can get back up here, but that's that trade. And it looks like Twitter right now, I was waiting to see if we were going to break above and hold 69. So right now it looks like we're pegged to 69. So I mean, if it drops back down, I'm willing to take a loss on this and go 3 for 4 or whatever it is on this afternoon show, but we're going to wait on Twitter right now. We turned this lane positive. My target is right about here, right where we first got in. Let's see if we can get above 69.25 here on Twitter, but we're getting close to the New York imbalances coming out soon.
Yeah, before we get there, I do have the imbalances up, so I will show them to you guys. Before we get there, a stock that I'm keeping an eye on here is LI. It has just been on a tear to the downside. At no point did we actually get a real bounce apart from that 10 o'clock to 10:30 move. So since then, straight down. Here we are. Imbalance is coming out in about 10 seconds. I've got New York on the left-hand side. I've got NASDAQ on the right-hand side. I've got Microsoft behind it. So keep an eye on the Microsoft chart as soon as the NASDAQ imbalances come out. And now Microsoft decides to go down. How big are they?
They're not big, are they?
They're not that big. No, Microsoft's only got 225. It's pretty small. BBD in New York has a 3 million share bid. So what does BBD look like?
Small.
Oh, there's, the offers are pretty stacked. It's a very slow stock. So 3 million can get eaten up. Here's what you have to understand. These imbalances will move it, but at the same time, there has to be the liquidity. It has to be like an imbalance in liquidity, because if there's a big 3 million share buy imbalance and the stock has done 25 million and there's a ton on the offer, odds are it's not going anywhere. Versus if the stock's very thin and the imbalance is very big, it will move the stock. So we'll see how this plays out. Keep in mind, the next update from the floor will come at 355. So a lot of these will change. So the ones that stick around, those are the ones you're going to want to see as they go to the close, because they have the best opportunity to keep on moving.
Yeah. Good look there, and thanks for going over that imbalance stuff there, Arun. Okay, so I'm not, I was just talking about Twitter being at a good number with 69 there, and not the number, but the fact that it was at that even level as we get ready to close the day. I don't know if there was any Twitter on the imbalance. Oh, that's Toronto. Close that. If there was any Twitter on the imbalance locator, I don't see anything on here. We can look at. Oh, there it is. What am I talking about? Oh, that's why it's a sell. So Twitter comes as a big sell. It's already paired some off, so they can pair that, and we could rip. But I'm not going to take that risk. Let's see what XOM did off that bid number. Not much. We just floated around. So New York imbalances don't have a huge impact because it's not like an eventful day. New York will have a much bigger impact on a rebalance day. It's too efficient. The markets are very, very efficient, obviously. We should know that. It's hard enough to make money, let alone try to play off some of these public numbers. With that being said, I just want to give it to this low, 79. So we're about to break. Oh, we did not break there. That was close. We almost broke. So we're going to give that to 79. If it breaks 79, we're out. We're going to put that 20 cents in our pocket. Otherwise, I'm targeted up here, 69 teens for that trade. And I still have fingers crossed that SOS can get, yeah. Here we go. All I had to say is fingers crossed. Let's go, SOS. Let's get back up to 590. Give it to us, Brendan.
Yeah, typical for this time of day, guys. You'll get some really crazy action going on as we get into, what is it? About 7 minutes to go here before the close. I wanted to mention this one. We were talking about Bitcoin, day lows on Bitcoin, big move down. This Silvergate SI, 10% move today, guys, to the downside. This is that Bitcoin bank trying to make day lows here as well for SI.
Guys, put some love in the chat. Let Brett and I and Arun know that you like this afternoon show. I mean, this is only the second time that we've done this. And to be quite frank with you guys, I don't know how many people are watching, 2,500, but 700 likes. You got to turn this around. If we can get that to 1,000 likes, then, that's kind of what we're doing. We're doing the show for free every afternoon. I've been here since way early in the morning. Follow me on Twitter. I'll post that up in my Twitter profile. There it is. People loving it, Arun. You see the chat right now going absolutely crazy. Thank you so much, guys. Love the show. Bunch of hearts. Throw them up. Love it, love it, love it. Where's Valeria? She's here beside us. She's taking care of the chat, so we're not going to bother her. She's busy, guys. Leave her alone. Okay, SOS to the high side. We're going to see if we can't get some out, but thank you so much for the love. Let's just hope that we can get to 1,000. There it is. Boom! Let's spin it, guys. We will slay the dragon, which is the afternoon show. This makes sense, man. Let's just keep on doing it. Arun, thank you so much, my friend, for stepping up today.
Absolutely. Just in time. Well, we still got a minute left, but here's a stock that, since you're trading it, I figured we'd keep an eye on this one. Twitter came out of sell at 754,000 shares. And the stock fell from 69 down to 68.80. So it fell 20 cents or so. Can around 355, when the imbalances get updated from the floor, We're constantly getting updates, but at 3:55 you get the floor orders get put in, the dequote orders get put in. That will affect the imbalance. Now, keep in mind, we are a sell imbalance till 3:55. If it grows bigger, you can expect this to keep on going down or take another leg down. If it gets offset, meaning there's more orders on the buy side than through 754,000 shares that come from the floor, then this will flip around and you'll see it pop. So with 20 seconds left, the stock that we're going to keep an eye on is Twitter. What's up, Brendan?
MGI, guys, just noticed this one. There was positive news on this today, but MGI absolutely ripping here into the close. We were going to get NASDAQ imbalances updated, as Arun was saying, but maybe we should check this, guys. This thing is just absolutely taking off here, 2% for MGI.
The only thing I'm checking right now is what's going on with the cash flow, because right here, SOS, there's the pop that we wanted to. We were talking about this, ladies and gentlemen. Do we, I was waiting at 88 there, it went to 87. Okay, whatever, I'm not gonna change it. SOS to the high side right now, just printed 85s, 86s, 87s. We're waiting at 88s. I still think that this could, hit us in the 90s would be pretty sweet. Let's see where this wants to go. And remember, a lot of people getting into position, waiting for tomorrow, because if this thing opens up $6, $7, $8, I mean, people are gonna be like, oh man, why didn't I buy at the end of the day? So a big move there. Twitter, we're still waiting. Remember, we got to get flat. So at some point in the next 4 minutes, I'm going to make a call. And if it's back at 69, we'll probably dump it. I'm hoping for a breakthrough 69, and then we can get out in the teens. Otherwise, we're dumping this thing in the 80s. And our friend SOS, man, we're long 77 right now. Picked it up there, picked it up. Just an average price, 77 up to 83. I mean, normally, depending on how many shares you have, whether or not you have 1,000, 5,000, 100, whatever it is, a win is a win. And we're getting close to the end of the day here. Almost 400, but 350 million shares today on SOS. Look at Dolphin go as well, Brendan. I don't know if there's news on this. We know this isn't an NFT name here, but Dolphin just taking off earnings. Okay, Dolphin. Let's go chart. Dolphin taking off 1280 up to 1360. These stocks are going off. All right, Twitter, there it is. Unfortunately, it takes us out on the low side, 68.79, but that basically puts us flat now. We stepped up on ourselves there. Short now, out there. Then we go long, capture that profit. So net these two out, and we go flat on that one. Let's just take a quick check back on Snapchat before I throw it back to Arun. Yeah, Snapchat's still bouncing off that 60. So I think that was a decent short there. That was probably, realistically one of the better trades here this afternoon for us.
Okay, so back to Twitter. We were keeping an eye on this one. Twitter still sell. The imbalance barely changed. So that means there was no real interest coming from the dequote. So we are still good. We are, well, if you're short, you're still good, technically speaking, because there's still 450,000 shares to sell on the imbalance. Twitter, this is what Twitter looks like. They've done 20 million, 450K, may move it a few cents towards the end of the day. But it's something to keep an eye on, because if it grows, then it kind of gives you momentum. If it doesn't, if it shrinks, then it's being offset slightly. In this case, Sean, are you still in Twitter?
No, I honestly, I got wicked out at that, not wicked out, I mean, it took out that bottom of 79. And unfortunately, that was literally, Arun, as my kids say, literally the bottom. So unfortunately, I didn't have much success there. I got taken out right there. But I still, if there was more time today, Arun, I love this 69 break. It's being held down by that imbalance. And unfortunately, I had to take it out. But a win is a win. Anyways,
absolutely, a win is a win. So take the win when you can get it. But again, this is some of the stuff that we kind of have here, right? If you're with Day Trade the World, we kind of just have the imbalances. And anyone wondering the software, this is in-house software. This is not available outside the firm. So this is in-house software for anyone that's wondering. And oh no, what did I just do? Okay, there you go. That is the window shake function. As traders, please, I just realized because I just came to Neil's computer.
Why doesn't Neil have that to say?
You need to turn that off. So anyone who has a window shake function or the arrow shake or whatever they call it, turn it off, because that could easily happen and you don't want that happening.
I think you got to push control window or something.
There's some setting. I'll go into it and turn it off for Neil.
Apple taking out day's high right now as well. What's up, Reddit?
Yeah, 30 seconds or so to go here, guys. One more to add to the list for possibly tomorrow morning. I just noticed this grow 13%, just straight up to the upside, 52-week highs as we head towards the close, guys. Under a minute until we end the day.
That stock appears to be growing. Oh my God, what is going on right now? More shares to sell there on SOS, guys. It doesn't look like we'll get that moon, and we'll just have to get out of this one. So let's just cancel all of our offers, put out another offer, and get out of SOS here. We'll put it there. It is. That was easy. We just got taken out there at 76. So basically a flat trade on SOS. We were long at 77. We just got out there. We could have waited for that extra penny, but we didn't. So out of SOS, and now flat into everything. I did want to check back in that Twitter. Yeah, so that's fine, man. I mean, it looks like we'll give up the ghost a little bit here. Anything on the imbalances? Let's just take a quick look here. Forget about Toronto. Let's just quickly look at New York. See how everything has gone away now? So the biggest size is only 200,000. So right now, nothing left. The Twitter imbalance is gone. So as you see, Twitter now making new highs.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on the futures here. It looks like there might be a press from the tech index to the upside, and we are closed.
There we go. We are closed. Arun, you're flat. I'm flat. Brendan, are you flat?
Yes, I am flat.
There we go.
There we go, guys. We did it again. Great day. Lots of opportunities, both in the morning and in the afternoon. Thoughts? Where do we come in maybe tomorrow and see this market?
I think we just got to look at the NASDAQ, man. I mean, the NASDAQ seems to be leading the way. We had a big move in the AM, followed by a couple different dips, and then we had the Fed meeting today. So I'm going to be watching the NASDAQ for sure. I want to thank everybody for watching today. Arun, any last second words here?
I mean, market's in a sideways range, so if we can break out from the high, remember 40.80 was the top of the futures. So if we can get past that, I think we have some extension. If not, we might have another day like today where we're kind of trading within a range, which I would not prefer. But again, everyone wants excitement, so hopefully we can get through that range. And guys, just one thing to point out though, Twitter, you see it pop towards 69. Look at the imbalance here. It flipped to the buy side. That happens towards the end of the day. It has a chance to flip. So when something like that happens, it goes from a sell to a buy, and the market takes off, or the stock takes off, and this is what happens. It goes from 80 to 69.10, and here we are trading just above 69.
Yeah, it's one of the things with the U.S. imbalances, guys. They're in real time, right? So they're constantly updating, and that's one thing that we can get more into as we go through these afternoon shows. But yeah, great afternoon, guys.
All right, so we're going to give our production team a chance here to wrap this thing up. Guys, for sure, join us tomorrow morning, 8:30. The crew will be back. We're going to have lots of fun. Yesterday, we cut to black too early. Let's go, production team. Let's wrap this thing up.
See you
Thank
tomorrow
you guys.
morning.